Hey guys, super excited to share this video with you today. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I built and scaled my lead generation agency to $23,000 a month in just 90 days. And I did this without hiring a single employee, with no past experience, and I did it with working less than 4 hours a day. Now, what I'm going to be covering in this video is exactly what the lead generation model is, how to set up the business in under 24 hours, how to get that first paying client as soon as possible, and how to scale to $20,000 a month. Now, if you're watching this video, don't pause it and go somewhere else. Watch the whole thing through and through, study it, take notes on this, because I truly believe that this video can get you to 10K, 20K a month in under 6 months if you go in and implement it properly. So without further ado, let's get right into it. What's going on, guys? All right, so we're going to talk about how I scaled my lead gen agency to $23,463 a month in less than 90 days without any past experience, hiring a single employee, or working more than 4 hours a day. And I did this while staying above 90% profit margins. All right, so if we see here, this is my Stripe dashboard showing from February to the end of February, $23,463. That's profit. Okay, guys? Now, my name is Faizan. I'm the founder of a lead generation agency called Outbound Gen. I'm also the founder of two software companies called ListClean.io and ScriptGen.io. Now, in this document, I'm going to show you how I went from 0 clients and making no money to over $20,000 a month profit in under 90 days. Now, if you plan on scaling an online business and you follow this formula, you'll be able to create similar results for yourself in a very short period of time. Now, before I get into like the meat and bones of the training and all that stuff, I want to give you some proof of the statement above. Now, again, as I showed you, here is a screenshot from my payment processor. I use Stripe with the date ranging from February 1st to March 1st, 2023. And it's about almost 25K in monthly revenue, 24,200 and 23,463, which went directly into my pocket, guys, profit. Now that we have that out of the way, I want to break down who this training is for. Now, if you're working a 9 to 5 right now and you want to find a way to make more money while working less and working from wherever that you want, if you're in college or even high school and you're really starting to realize that the school system just wants you to be a worker and they really don't want you to achieve financial freedom, if you feel that there's just an information overload out there with all these different business models out there like digital marketing, social media marketing, drop shipping, etc. And you really just want a clear step-by-step roadmap to building a 6-figure online business. And also, if you've tried those other business models like digital marketing, drop shipping, SMMA, and you haven't gotten any success with it, and you're super frustrated with the lack of results, just like I was in the past. Okay, that's who this document and this training is for. Now, I also want to tell you who this document is not for. So if you are any one of these people, you can X out of this video. This is not for you. Okay, so if you want a get rich quick scheme and you don't want to build a proper business, if you're not ready to lock in and be consistent for at least 3 to 6 months without seeing results, because let's be honest, guys, real success takes time. Okay. And if you don't want to learn the most valuable skill that all businesses will always need, and also if you don't have the intention to provide real value to businesses and you don't care about getting them results, because this is no scam, guys. I'm not running a fraud business, a scam business. If you guys want to do that, X out of this video. This is not what's here. All right. Now, here's the truth about getting to 100K a year that no one is telling you. All right. You can absolutely get to $100,000 a year with no past experience, and you could work less than 4 hours a day. However, most people aren't capable of doing these things because they don't fundamentally understand these two very important things. All right. Number one is generating interest from people that they want to sell to. And then number two is turning that interest into paying clients. All right. What I mean is they don't understand the most important part of running any business, and that's getting paying clients and customers. All right. That's why for those of you who have tried models like social media marketing, digital marketing, and the Iman social media method, you haven't gotten any results. These gurus and these people, they tell you to sell copywriting, SEO, Facebook ads, web design, digital marketing, and SMMA, which is social media marketing agency. But the issue is you never succeed because you don't know how to get clients. You don't know how to get potential clients interested in your service. Now, you can be the best web designer in the world, but if you don't know how to generate interest from the people that you want to sell to, you're never going to make any money. But if you're watching this, you're already on the right track to learning exactly how you could generate new customers for any product or service. Get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for doing so, and you're never going to have to worry about money again. All right? Now, here are some limiting beliefs that you need to protect yourself from. Here's the truth. There's no such thing as this business model doesn't work. I hear this all the time, guys. It doesn't exist. It's not the truth. It's just that you haven't been sticking to it and learning from your mistakes consistently. It's a lack of two things. It's a lack of knowledge and it's a lack of execution. The truth is you need to fail so that you can go back to the drawing board and analyze those L's. And then after you analyze those L's, you iterate and you pivot based on that analysis and you go and test again. You continue to do this until you hit $100,000 a year. That is the complete algorithm of becoming a successful business owner. All right. Now, if you want that person to be you, in this breakdown, in this training, we're going to be going over exactly what the lead generation model is and why it's so powerful, how to set up the entire business with little upfront capital in under 24 hours, how to easily get your first paying clients with no past experience or knowledge within the next 14 days. And then we're going to talk about how to scale to over $100,000 a year. All right. Now, before we dive in, I want to give a little background as to how I got here. All right. Because I know you guys are seeing me like, okay, 20K a month, but the important thing is the journey that got me up to this point. I want to kind of explain that to you so you have some background. Now, I was 18 years old when I realized that I wanted to make money online. I always hated school. I never trusted universities. And I'd always think to myself, like, what am I doing here? Right? Why do I want to be like them? Why do I want to be like these teachers who are teaching me, these professors? I don't want to be like them. So why am I listening to them? Okay. I always just felt like they were teaching me how to be a worker, how to be a cog in the wheel, right? To make money for other people and slave away. So the owners of those businesses could enjoy life while I'm struggling to make ends meet. I remember hearing this story one day on an Instagram post and I was so pissed off. It kind of goes like this. It's a business owner. He comes into work in his brand new Ferrari, right? And his employee, let's say that his employee's name is John. He pulls up to the job in his 2010 Honda Accord, right? And then John goes, "Oh, hey, boss, like super sick car. That's amazing. Like, it's awesome." And the CEO, he goes, "Oh, hey, I appreciate it, John. And, listen, if you work really, really hard this year, if you work really hard for me this year, I'll get another one next year." And that just pissed me off because I realized that these business owners are creating businesses and they're the ones who are getting ahead. We're not the ones who are getting ahead. We're just cogs in the wheel. They just want us to be workers for them, right? So that was a starting point for me. And then I started seeing ads on Instagram about drop shipping, digital marketing, and social media marketing agencies. And over the course of 4 years, I tried all of it. I tried it all. I tried 8 dropshipping stores and they all failed. I only ever made money on a dog toothbrush store that I made, but I spent so much money on ads, on Facebook ads, that I was at a net loss. And then I even got into SMMA, right? I did SMMA for dentists, chiropractors, HVAC, construction companies, car dealerships, and restaurants. So, all right, guys. So before I even go to the next thing, like, this stuff takes time. All right. Like, I failed so many times. So don't be discouraged if you've had all these failures. It takes time to get to where you want to be. All right. But let's keep going. Now, even when I was doing all this SMMA stuff for all of these companies, I could never even get my first client. All right. And here's even a proposal that I made for a dentist prospect that I had in 2020. It was during COVID. I was locked in. I was like, I want to make this work. I'm going to make this work. And I even had my own Facebook page and everything. And everyone around me was seeing me trying and failing, right? I had this public Facebook page. I was posting on it from my public account, right? Everyone saw me failing. Everyone saw me trying. And no, I did not close this client. And even if I zoom in here, guys, look. 2020, November 13th, I created this proposal for a dentist, and no, it did not close. All right. So after college, I was starting to feel like I wasn't going to make it. All right. This is where stuff really started to get serious for me. Okay. It was all fun and games before, but after college, I really started to feel like I wasn't going to make it because all my friends were becoming bankers, engineers, doctors, successful people. They were getting investment banking jobs and they were making like 60, 70, 80, even 100K at their jobs. And here I was. I hadn't even made a penny from any of my businesses. I'd spent over $20,000 of my own money down the drain on courses and business expenses over the course of 4 years. All right, failure after failure after failure. I tried drop shipping, SMMA, digital marketing, and a 9-to-5. I tried everything. Okay. There was so much information out there, but I just didn't know where to start. I didn't know where to go, right? So 1 month I was into drop shipping. The next I was into SEO. The next I was into digital marketing. I just felt like I didn't have that clear roadmap. I didn't know where to start, right? I always knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, right? I always knew I wanted to have my own business. I wanted to be able to work from wherever I want in the world, be my own boss, do what I want, when I want, right? Be my own boss, all that stuff, make my own schedule, all that. But the game is rough, guys. The game was rough. And it had chewed me up and spit me out many, many times. And I just cannot stress that enough that yes, I was down bad a lot of times. But on the other hand, I was relentless. All right. So after this happened, after college, I decided to get a 9-to-5 as an SDR. And that's a sales development representative at a tech company. Basically, my role was to generate leads for the company. By generating leads, I mean getting people to be interested in my company's product using things like email, LinkedIn, and cold calling. And I realized it was super easy to do and that every single business needed this. Literally every business needs lead generation. Then a light bulb moment happened. All right. My entrepreneurial itch started itching me again, and I had this light bulb moment. I was like, why can't I just do this for other businesses and get paid? Right? Why would I just work for one company? So I started getting after it. I started just hyping myself up again. I'm like, oh, here we go again. And I started sending out emails, LinkedIn messages with this new offer. And after about a month, I finally got a response. Now here's the response I got. Hey, Faizan, thanks for reaching out. Can you talk later today? Please email me at. And then I said, hey, sure, I'll email you now. And guys, I was ecstatic. September 29th, 2021 changed my life, guys, right? I hopped on a call with that prospect and I closed my first deal ever. I sent over the contract and the invoice and I felt on top of the world. When that money hit my Stripe account, I would say hands down, I was the happiest kid in the world. And here's a screenshot from that first payment that I got from this client. $2,000. I still remember I was living in Brooklyn at the time. No one was at my apartment. I threw a pillow at the wall and I was screaming. I was like, let's go. But that client actually ended up paying me $35,269 profit for that year. And that one client allowed me to feel like I finally belonged and I was meant for this, right? Here we go. $35,269. And all of that pain, all of the frustration, all that knowing I didn't know what the future held, all of that doubt from my family and my friends about what I was trying to do, I'm telling you, it was all worth it in that moment. I knew it was finally my time, and I can't lie, it was the best feeling in the world. Now, and above, again, is the screenshot of my Stripe dashboard just to show you that I actually did that. And you know what my favorite part of the whole thing was? Once I learned how to just get one client and get results for them, the game got so much easier. Just so much easier. Started compounding like crazy. A couple months later, I hit my first 10K month. I didn't even hit 10K. I ended up hitting like 12K. I skipped right past 10K, 10K month. Then something happened again. I let go of all my clients to get into another business. I was on top of the world. I felt nothing could stop me. I ended up going into a different business model, and that business model failed miserably, right? And then I started back from zero again on January 1st. I started back from the bottom, but guys, this is what I love about lead generation. I knew how to do it. I had the right roadmap. I knew the steps to take, and I knew the skills necessary to win. And I started from zero again January 1st. And by the end of February, I was at $23,000 a month. And as I showed you before, check this out. Now, the reason I want to show you this and tell you this is because the first thing you need to do right now, and I want you to do, is you need to believe that these results can happen for you. I want you to imagine and those numbers in your Stripe account, in your bank account. Imagine that feeling of closing your first client, getting that first $3,000 invoice paid. Feel that inside of you, that feeling of joy, knowing all the work was worth it, knowing that everyone that was telling you couldn't do it, or that, oh, this stuff is all scam and this stuff is all fraud. And you knew deep inside that you could do it, right? Feel that feeling inside. You need to work and tap into that feeling whenever you're feeling down about yourself. I'm telling you, the feeling of joy, knowing all the work was worth it, it's just something else, guys. So you need to fix your mindset before anything else, because it will happen. It is inevitable if you follow the right roadmap. All right. And I also wanted to tell you this because lead generation is a skill that once you know, you will always be able to make money, always be able to make money online. Always. As I said, when you have the right roadmap, it just becomes inevitable to succeed. And that's exactly what I want to get into right now. All right. Now, here's what lead generation is and why it's so powerful. All right. And to show you this, I'm actually going to go to another slide deck and show you my whole presentation. All right, guys. So here's exactly how I'm going to explain to you what lead generation is. All right. So let's say on the left here, we have a business, and on the right, we have a client. All right, but let's go a little bit deeper than that. On the left, we have a service-based business, and on the right, we have clients or customers. Now, a service-based business could be a painter or a landscaper, and what these people do is they provide services to their clients and customers, and then the clients and customers will pay them for those services, right? It's pretty easy to understand. Now, let's go a little bit deeper than this too. Okay. So on the left, we have a B2B service-based business. And on the right, we have a client, which is another business. And why I'm saying another business is because a B2B business is a business that sells their product or service only to other businesses. So the way that this whole cycle works is this B2B service-based business provides a service to another business, which is their client, and this client pays them money for that. Okay. Now let's go a little bit deeper into this, right? Now, here are some examples of B2B businesses, right? We have marketing agencies, B2B software companies, and professional services companies. Like Microsoft is a software company, Intel is a software company as well. And then on the right, we have their target market. So what their target market is who these companies on the left, who they want to sell to. So a marketing agency, they want to sell to companies who they could do marketing for. A B2B software company, they want to sell to companies who need their software. That's their target market. Okay. And professional services companies, they want to sell to companies who need their services. That's who their target market is. All right. Now let's go a little bit deeper into this as well. What we're trying to figure out is how do they bridge this gap? How do these companies on the left, how do they find these people to sell to? How do they find their target market? And another thing is, how do they get them interested in their service or in their product? And that's what we're going to talk about. So here's an example. On the left, we have a marketing agency, and on the right, we have contacts at companies who need marketing. So that's their target market. How do marketing agencies find contacts at companies who need marketing? How do they get them interested in their service? They do this by generating leads. They need to generate leads. Okay. What is a lead in business? In a sales context, a lead refers to a potential customer. It is also known as a prospect. And to go a little bit deeper, a lead is a name with an email or a phone number or both of a potential customer. And that's someone who is interested in your product or service. Now, I want to give you an example of this so that it will completely make sense to you, even if you're a little bit confused right now. So let's say that you walk into a car dealership, a Honda car dealership, and you're looking around at all these cars and you look at the new Honda Accord and you say, hey, I'm interested in this vehicle. A salesperson comes up to you and starts asking you questions and all that stuff. You end up taking it for a test drive. Okay. You come back and you say, oh, hey, well, I'm going to go. I don't know if I want this yet, but I am interested, but I don't know if I'm going to commit right now. Right. And then the salesperson says, hey, do you mind if I take down your name and phone number and email so I can send you the best deal that we have? And you say, yeah, sure, that's fine. So you give them your information. You give them your name, you give them your phone number and your email address. You are now a lead for that car dealership. That salesperson has generated a lead for his car dealership. So you are now an interested potential customer for that car dealership. There are many different ways how these companies do lead generation. So let's stick to a marketing agency as an example. So how do marketing agencies find more people to become interested in their services? They do things like outbound prospecting, which is sending cold emails, LinkedIn, cold calling. They also do things like paid media, which is Facebook ads, TikTok ads, Instagram ads. And then they also can do organic things, which are social media posting and building an audience and doing referrals. And all of these things, outbound prospecting, paid media, and organic, is to try to get contacts at companies who need marketing and get them interested. But what we're going to be focusing on is outbound prospecting and specifically cold email. Now, why are we going to focus specifically on cold email? Because I don't have to talk to people. I just send emails to make money. There's very minimal upfront costs. I don't need any inventory, and I only have to work for 2 to 3 hours a day. And for them, they love it because it's the cheapest and fastest way to get leads. Companies will always need leads. It's always going to be a thing. Every single company, every single business from the beginning of time until the end of business, they will always need to generate leads. All right. And we're going to be making money by providing them leads. Now, to prove to you that businesses are always going to need leads, I'm going to show you a job search on Apollo and LinkedIn. All right. So Apollo is a tool that I use to basically find contacts at different companies. And you can find job postings with this as well. So check it out. Literally what I did was I looked at all the companies in the world hiring for sales development and business development. And if you don't know what that is, those two titles, sales development representatives and business development, are the people that companies hire to generate them leads. All right. So these are all job openings for lead generators. All right. These companies are posting job postings, hiring for lead generators. And there are over 6,500 companies all over the world looking for people to generate them leads. All right. Now I can go a step further. If I click on LinkedIn, and I'm doing this in real time, by the way, if I click on LinkedIn here, these are all job postings for sales development representatives, which are, again, lead generators for these companies. Look at this. How many pages? 40 pages worth of just people and companies who want people who could generate them leads. No matter the size of the company, B2B companies will always need leads. And I just proved that to you, right? Now, here's another example. Let's kind of niche it down a little bit so that you can get into the weeds and see how exactly like a true life example. So Microsoft. Microsoft is a B2B software company that provides software to businesses around the world. They need leads. For Microsoft, a lead is a business that is interested in buying their product. They need to find businesses to sell their software to and get them interested and then eventually buy. Now, I want to give you another example, but on a much smaller scale. So WeConvert, they're actually one of my clients. WeConvert is a marketing agency that provides marketing services to e-commerce brands, different brands that sell things online. They provide marketing services to brands that sell online. Marketing agencies need leads. For WeConvert, a lead would equal an e-commerce brand who is interested in working for them. right? Or working with them, right? You see how a definition of a lead is different for each specific business because they're targeting different people. These marketing agencies need to find brands to sell their marketing service to, and then they want to get them interested and then eventually buy. They need to generate leads. All right, guys, let's get back to the doc here. So the best thing about cold emails is that we can connect anyone in any industry to their ideal customers and get paid for doing that. We don't have to talk to people. All we have to do is send emails and get paid. And once I figured this out, I was ripping. Check out my calendar after I started sending emails, pitching my services to these clients. I was talking to these companies all the time. All of them wanted me to send emails for them and generate leads for them. My calendar was packed. I ended up making $23,463 in profit that month. Net volume, that means profit. So this stuff works. Let's reiterate a little bit. So a lead generator is someone who knows how to generate leads at will for B2B businesses. They have earned undeniable skills that are recession-proof, will never worry about money again, and they will inevitably achieve true freedom like I've done and I want you guys to do as well. And I'm telling you, it's not even about the money. It's all about the freedom that comes with the money. Now, don't get me wrong. The money is great, but it's what the money allows you to do. Now I can wake up whenever I want without a boss telling me what to do. I don't have to go to that meeting if I don't want to. I could work with whoever I want. If I don't want to work with someone because their vibe is off and I'm not really connecting with them, I don't have to work with them. It's untapped who I could work with. The amount of people that I could work with is infinite. It's endless because there's so many people out there who need lead generation. I don't have to feel trapped to only work with one specific type of person, guys. I have that abundance mentality, and it's all because I decided to become a lead generator. Now, here's exactly how to set up the entire business with little upfront investment in under 24 hours and start making money ASAP. All right, guys. So here are the things that you need to start the business. And don't worry, I'm actually going to show you exactly step by step how to set all of this stuff up. Right. So number one, we have the domain, and that's going to cost $12. You have to buy a Google Workspace account. That's basically an email account for $7.20 a month. And then Card, that's where you buy a website. That's going to be $9. And then Apollo, as I was saying before, that's where we're going to get our lead data and our contact data. That's going to be $100 a month. And then Smartlead.ai, that's where we're going to be sending our emails from. That's going to be $39 a month. So your total is going to be $157.20. That's all you're going to need to start this whole business. So let's start with domains, guys. So if you go to domains.google.com, what you're going to want to do is buy a new domain, okay? So whatever you want to name your business, you type it in here. Let's say we want to do lead agency. High ticket lead agency. Something. I'm just giving an example, right? So you're going to come here, you're going to add this to cart. Okay, then you're going to go here and you're going to do business starter. Okay, well, now it's $7.20 per month. Okay, check that. Put in your first, last name and what you want what your name is going to be, and then you check out, you buy it, and then it'll automatically confirm, and then you'll have your email address, and you have to set up your email address. Okay, so then number one, that's checked off. Number two, you want to set up a simple website using card.co. So if you go to Card, I'll show you what it looks like when you go enter. You go on card.co, you do choose a starting point. Basically, pick any one of these templates. And then you have 7 days to start it. And it's only $9 for the year, guys. So then basically you just come in here, you edit it, add your stuff, add the company name. So for example, if you were to buy highticketleadagency.com, it would be high ticket lead agency, whatever. Well, your headline would be something like how to add 5 to 10 leads every month. And then you'd give a little using cold email. We're able to add 5 to 10 leads to your pipeline every month. And then you're basically just going to add some stuff here. Look at other websites. You could type in lead generation on Google, literally lead generation agency, and just literally you can click on this. Okay, this is a lead generation agency. Look at their funnel, look at their website, put in similar stuff to your website. Okay, guys. Look at a bunch of other different types of lead generation agencies. Look here, we generate qualified leads to feed hungry sales teams. Read their stuff, add, take notes, study them, and then add that specific stuff to your website. Okay, guys. So that's number 2 is a simple website, and then number 3, this is the most expensive thing, but this is extremely important, and this is Apollo. This is what I use and what all the people that I know use to build lead lists. Okay, so this is where you get all contact data to find people to actually sell to, right? So I'll give you an example. Let's say that you want to help software companies. We'll go to company here, industry. Yeah, let's say that the industry that you want to work with is software companies, right? Because these are B2B companies. This is where you're going to be able to find their contact information so that you could reach out to them and sell to them. Okay, I'm going to explain how you do that as well. Okay, guys, this is just how to set up the business. So you want to have your Google domain, set that up, and you want to set up your landing page, and then you want to buy a subscription to apollo.io. And then what you want to do after that is number 4. You want to sign up to smartlead.ai. Okay, this is an email sending tool, and this is where you're going to be able to send emails from and keep track of all of the campaigns. And also, this is where you're going to send emails for your clients. Okay, I'll give you an example. See, this is all my clients here. These are all the response. This is from my clients. See, I just set up a meeting actually right here. Sure, I could do that time. See, I'm going to get paid just for this. I'm getting paid thousands of dollars just to do this, just to get this response. Just because I sent this email, I'm getting this response. I'm going to get paid for that, guys. Okay? So set up your domain, business email account, have a simple website using Card, $9, Apollo for your list building, and Smart Lead, $165 to start the whole business, guys, okay? All right, guys, now hold up a second. A lot of you guys are probably thinking, all right, FaZe, well, this sounds good and all, but how do I know what types of businesses are the best to work with? And you might be thinking, how do I select the perfect niche that's going to pay me the most money? Now, in order for me to answer that question, I'm actually going to present to you a concept that I only teach in my program, Lead Generation University. The first principle is simple. It has to be a B2B business, which means it's a business that sells to other businesses. Now, the second principle is revenue. You want to make sure that the companies you work with have a high enough revenue to justify spending $2,000 to $3,000 a month on your services. Now, here's an example. Let's do some math here. Let's say that you reach out to a software company who sells software to insurance companies. Let's say that they sell their software for $50,000 a year. And yes, this is normal in the enterprise niches, okay? Now, let's say that you charge them $300 per lead. Now, if you get them 10 leads per month, they would have to pay you $3,000, right? But they're actually going to be the ones who get the ROI. But they're actually the winners of that deal. Like, they're getting more out of paying you that $3,000 because from those 10 leads, the industry average closing rate is about 15 to 20%, right? So even if this company is below average and closing at 10% and they close 1 out of 10 leads that you bring them and they make $50,000, that would be a 16.6 multiple return on investment from paying you that $3,000. So that's literally a no-brainer for these businesses. But on the other hand, let's say that you decide to reach out to a marketing company who charges $2,000 a month. In order for that $3,000 investment to make sense to that business, they're going to have to close more of your deals, which is pretty much out of your hands. You can't control whether or not they close the deals or not. And you're going to have to get them way more leads. Why would you work harder to do the same exact thing? Okay. And the third principle, and this is where the real sauce is. All right. So if you're still watching this, then I'm glad that you kind of came this far. And I really want you to keep this between us and don't tell anyone, because most people probably left the video by now. But if you got this far, then this is some secret sauce for you guys. But again, keep this between us and don't tell anyone. You're not going to want to tell anyone because you're going to make so much money from this. Now, I call this the untapped formula. It's basically where we do the exact opposite of what everyone else is doing and who everyone else is sending emails to. So what we want to do is we want to dominate those markets that no one else is going after, and we can get paid 10 times more than everyone else. So while everyone else is fighting over the crumbs, which are the saturated markets that everyone is trying to work with, like marketing agencies and SaaS, which are like, everyone wants to work with those companies, right? We're going to completely take over the other untapped markets that no one's talking about. And examples of these markets are enterprise software, oil and energy, consulting, manufacturing, and many, many more. Now, I am going to keep the secret sauce for the members only, okay? Because I can't just have everyone getting in on the secrets. But if you follow this framework and you go ahead and do it on your own, you can dominate that market and get paid 10 times more than anyone else would, right? Now, how do we actually get these clients to work with us? All right. Now, here's how to get your first paying client with no past experience or knowledge within 14 days. I'm going to show you exactly what I did to get my first client. And my first client actually ended up paying me $35,269 when I had no experience. And I'm going to show you how to do this as well. But again, I want to show you some proof of this. And this is my Stripe dashboard for my first ever client. 14 transactions, 35,000. As you can see, some months I did really well, some months I did a little less, but it averaged out to about $3K a month. Now, there are a couple of ways that you get to do this, but for your first client, what you need to do is you need to reduce the risk of your first client working with you as much as possible. Okay. Especially since you're a beginner, a lot of businesses, they're not going to trust you. They're not going to want to trust you. All right. Now, there's two ways that you could reduce their risk. Because they are taking on risk when paying you and working with you. That is a risk for that business to trust you to send emails for them and generate leads for them, right? They're paying you to do that, right? So there's risk there. So there's two ways that you could reduce their risk and make them want to work with you. Number one is you could show them amazing case studies and testimonials that you've gotten for other clients, right? But you can't really do that yet because you don't have the knowledge or experience and you haven't worked with a client yet. Right? Or number two, you can give them a money back guarantee and work on a performance basis for them. Let me explain that a little bit more. Now, these are the two offers that you guys are going to use, right? Number one will be, I will get you 5 to 10 qualified leads per month on a pay per lead basis using cold email. Or you can say, I will get you 5 to 10 qualified leads per month. And if we don't hit that number, I will refund you 100%. What this does is it completely reverses that risk for the client. So the client is going to see number one, right, about the pay per lead basis. He can be just like, oh, well, I'm only going to have to pay them for leads that they actually get me, right? Or for number two, they could say, well, I could pay him or her, and if he doesn't get me that 5 to 10 leads, then I'm going to get my money back anyway. So it's not a big deal. Right? So these are the first two offers that you're going to use to make sure that you can get that first client as soon as possible. And then once you start to get results for that client, then you could start doing $2,000, $3,000 a month retainers. And that's because then you'll have social proof and testimonials. And I'm going to talk about that further down the line. Right? But these are the two offers that you're going to want to use to get your first client. Right? And that's exactly what I did to get my first client. The terms that I used to close my first deal was a $2,000 setup fee to basically set up all the email accounts and the domains and all of that stuff, which I just showed you how to do. And then $350 for every call that I booked for them. And I was getting that company anywhere from around 7 to 15 calls every month. So I was making around $2,500 to like $3,000 a month. All right. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to use Apollo to find the contact information for your potential clients. You're going to upload that list of contact information into SmartLead. You're going to write an email campaign with one or two of those offers that I shared above. And then you're going to get some responses from people and you're going to set up a call with those people. And then you're going to set the terms at $2,000 setup fee plus $350 per call booked. And then you're going to close that deal and get paid. And then you're going to do the same exact thing that you did to get the customer and do it for that customer. Okay? Does that make sense? That's how you get your first client. Now, I really want you guys to remember this and embed this into your head, that you're only one client away from changing your life. All right. I went through all those failures for years and years and years, but all it took was that one client to say yes to me that ended up paying me $35,000 that changed my life. So if you could just sign one client, it will change your whole entire life. Now, let's talk about scaling from that first couple clients to 6 figures a year. Now, let's say that you're in the game for a couple months. You get your first client and you start getting good results for that client. Now, you need to do something that changes the game. All right. This is what's going to change the game for you. Okay. You're going to ask for a testimonial, specifically a video testimonial, right? You're going to ask for that testimonial so that you could post it on your landing page. Now, this is the single most valuable thing for your business up to this point, because yes, it is even more valuable than money, because it is the reason that you're going to make way more money in the future. Because what this does is it proves that you're a competent business owner and that you could actually get results for your clients. This is going to separate you from 99.999% of all other lead generation businesses, right? Now, what you can do after you have this testimonial is you can reach out to other similar businesses to the one that you have the testimonial for, and it'll instantly cause those businesses who wouldn't have ever given you the time of day to now desperately wanting to get you on the phone with you and buy your services. All because they want the same result that you got for your other client, right? They want those same results. So they're going to want to desperately get on the phone with you and pay you money to do that same exact thing. And it's all because you've been proven to be able to deliver that through that video testimonial. Okay. And you also want to leverage that testimonial in your emails and hop on enough sales calls. So after you hop on enough sales calls, you will sign a minimum of 4 clients within 90 days. After you get that first testimonial, the game becomes easy. Guys, I'm telling you, I did the same thing. Each client will pay you at least $2,000 a month. And there you have it. $8,000 a month is in your account and you are making 6 figures a year. And that's only if you decide to stop there. Now that you have that skill of being a lead generator and you've proven to yourself that you could do it, there's nothing holding you back from signing 10, 20, 30 clients. All you need to do is keep repeating the same process that has now become second nature to you, and the amount of revenue that you could generate becomes limitless. You now have full control over your income and your life. Now that you guys understand all of this stuff and exactly how it works, you have 3 options. Number 1 is ignore the fact that you even watched this video. You can continue going on and living your current life, and you can make 0 progress towards reaching the potential that you know deep down inside that you have. All right. Number 2 is you could follow this training step by step and put the work in to build your 6-figure business. Everything I've outlined in this video should be more than enough to get you to that point. But there is a lot of nuance and specific processes that I couldn't fit into this training that could take you months or even years to figure out on your own. Or number 3, you could work with me and get access to my entire program, Lead Gen U, where I show you exactly how to earn 6 figures a year as a lead generator using all the experience and systems that I've built over the last 3 years, running my own $250,000 lead gen agency. Exactly what to say to generate new high-paying customers every single month for any product or service whenever you want. And I'm also going to show you which niche and industries to target that are going to get you to 6 figures the fastest. And also how to make sure your clients are satisfied so that they continue to pay you thousands of dollars every single month for the long term, like mine do. Now, I'm actually so confident that I can get you there that if you don't get to 3 to 5K in the next year, you won't pay a cent. If you want to build a lead generation agency that's going to get you to a 6-figure income, hit the link in the description below and book a call with me. If you're a good fit, we'll chat about how we could work together and if you're a good fit for our program. And if not, we'll just point you in the right direction. Click the link in the description below, book a call, and I'll see you in there.